You're watching Lulay Oasis. Na as a buyer. And kung kilala mo yung buyer, this is as well as useful as a guide. You'll only take things that are applicable to you. And una nga natin sinabi, yung reason. Alam ba ninyo, most of the properties that you see are just lying there, not in use, not being productive, kasi they have taken or bought these properties just because it's from a promo, it's a good offer. But if you don't have a clear reason about that, as I have mentioned, you won't be able to make use of that property. Is it an investment? So you have to focus yourself that you are going towards investing on that. Or is it a personal use? Meaning that at this time, you need a place to live or a potential investment. Meaning that there is a plan and at the same time you want to use it, but if an opportunity arises that somebody wants to buy that property, somebody wants to lease on that property, you have other properties where you can consider transferring so that this opportunity can be entertained. Next natin yung budget. So, budget means that you are the buyer. So, you should think as a buyer, not as a seller. Because this property that you're thinking as an investment is not yet your own property. You are still buying. So, you have to take one step back that you are a buyer, not a seller. If you paid the reservation, ask them, is it going to be deducted from the rest of the payment that you're going to pay? Is it refundable, non-refundable? Most of them are non-refundable. So once you engaged on, let's say, 10,000 or 20,000 reservation fee, make sure that you have asked these questions. So what are the questions? How much is it? How are you going to pay for the insurance of the property? What are the payments involved on your monthly mortgage if you start paying, or if you have paid for the reservation? Is the reservation going to be deducted from the payment, the rest of the payment that you're going to pay? Why is it important? Like me, I have experience. I bought a property and for 14 years, it's not producing money. I am giving you an example that the things that I may relate are not just hearsays, but these are the things that I actually experience. And these are important. So these three components must be present. Otherwise, it is not going to be easy for you to purchase a property, more so if you are not presently here in the Philippines or in any country where you're actually going to buy that, because most of the transactions are going to be online, through email, calls. So you needed to see more than a video. You needed to keep on calling and asking the person representing you on your behalf. You have to have a trusted person. So this is very vital because you're going to invest a future responsibility, whether it's a land, a condominium unit, or a house in lot. This part 2 is like giving you a refresher information and a reinforcement that when buying a property is not just when you buy a good deal, when you buy a cheap land, when you buy a very affordable property. It's not like that. The third one I mentioned is the people, communication is very important. You have to make it clear that every now and then, especially if you're from another country, the time difference and then how quickly the communication would be, which means, and things like that. Kasi there are documents that will require you to submit, and then there are documents that are not clear that your representative must ask the seller or the developer. You have to know the developer. So this vlog is not going to promote any developer, but all I wanted you to know is you have to make sure that you have investigated the credibility, the background of the developer. There are a lot of developers that are popping out, especially on the online businesses because of the pandemic. It limits everything. So there might be saying that, oh, we cannot do this because it's pandemic, blah, blah, blah. No, you are a buyer. You have to get something that will fit on your preference, because the money that you're going to invest to them should be as equal as the property that you are going to purchase. And then know the background of your agent. It is important that to meet them not only during the site visitation or site or location visits, you also have to make a good communication with them. You have to open up your real personality. You have to tell them your concerns. You have to ask them things that you're not familiar. We as buyers, we are not expected to know yung mga acronyms unless you are a businessman that holds a business of buy and sell property. But otherwise, if you are just somebody who's going to purchase a property in every once in a while or maybe a couple of years in between gap, you have to ask them, what is the meaning of RPT? What is RPT? What are the things that you need to consider? So, yun yung mga bagay na dapat na aalamin ninyo, di ba? Dahil there are other means na pwedeng magkaroon ng gap. You have to have the contact names and contact numbers and emails. And after that, start browsing in their Facebook account, or maybe check on Google, or maybe if you have the time, visit their office before engaging. These people, as long as you have not given any reservation yet, you have your time. And you have seen that, okay, this office is existing. Ask them, I am so-and-so. I have some things that I need to know about this certain property that is near my place. So yung mga ganung drama, you're not telling a lie, but you just wanted to make sure that the property that you're going to invest on, that you're going to purchase, is something that is clear from any attachment. And make sure that your representative as well is assertive. What's the importance of being assertive is that anything that concerns your representative would understand that it will also concern you. So he should be able to have the feeling of the buyer as well. Questions are there to clear up your worries or your gray state of mind. Diba? So, after that, ating isang idadagdag ngayon. So, clear na lahat yon. You are determined to buy a property. You are determined to purchase a property. Diba? Ngayon, what mode of payment naman ang iyong gagawin? Kasi we have a lot of mode of payments. Mind you, the seller will provide you a lot of things. So they might offer you, let's say, a 1 peso down payment, but then you're going to burden a couple of years paying high interest and high monthly mortgage. Meron din yan na through pag-ibig, like here in the Philippines or any government facilities or offices that will provide you for a housing loan, di ba? Another one is meron din dyan cash payment. So what are the perks? What's the advantages and disadvantages? Maybe you can afford to pay this house, but then you're left out with nothing. So how can you furnish? Because buying a property doesn't end there. And I have to add, you also have to understand the people behind the community where you're going to purchase your property. So what do I mean by that? If it's a condominium unit, you have to know the property management office. So during the site visit, you may also get the opportunity to go and walk through the property management office. Look at the environment, how they're collecting the garbages, how are they maintaining the garden, security. You can easily see that on the parking area, and you can see the workers how well compensated they are. If they are happy, you can meet them personally. If you're going to buy a house and lot, you also have to check on the property management office dahil meron din yan sila. Know the people there, check on how they are responding to any issues, and you can even notice that on your neighbors kapag ang mga neighbors ay maraming mga complaints. So next vlog natin mga kaluler, that will be next week. Our part 3 will now include a couple of computation. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, and if you're liking this video, please do so. Hit that like button, and you can make a comment, because as much as possible, I really wanted to help you guys, because based on my experience, I wanted everybody to have a very, very smooth purchasing of a property. Dahil I know that that money is hard-earned. And merong isang bonus question tayo. May nagtanong. Somebody who is working abroad is holding a foreign passport already and is on retirement phase, and asking if is it worth buying a property in the Philippines. So, mga coming vlogs natin, di ba? Abangan nyo yan. We're going to answer these things. And if you have questions, I'm not an expert, but I can only tell you the things that I have well understood in purchasing properties and on my experiences. So, mga KaLulers, di ba? Good vibes lang tayo, because life is so short, life is for living. And on Lulayable Aces, you will learn nonsense to useful things that you can apply on your daily lives. Thank you for watching.